Welcome to the Twist News. I'm Erica Gray. Today I'm going to play for you a piece from an Israeli lieutenant colonel named Maurice Hirsch, who is part of the Jerusalem Center for Public Affairs. He was interviewed by Think. Think is the Hague Initiative for International Cooperation, and I have interviewed on this program Think's director, Peter Hugendorn. So this is a broadcast from their think tank, and Lieutenant Colonel Maurice Hirsch was interviewed. The reason I'm playing this interview is because he gives incredible detail on the various groups that were part of the Hamas attack, because everybody is stating Hamas, 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 but there were Palestinian groups that were part of this. So I want you to listen to what he had to say, and then I'm going to further discuss this with you so that you could see how orchestrated this attack was, but also the differing Palestinian groups that were part of it.
Terrorists burned and did other despicable things to their bodies, which really language shouldn't include words to describe those atrocities. And certainly not, I would, if it wasn't necessary to understand the level of depravity, I would say also don't look at the pictures. But you have to look at the pictures to understand what went on and the savagery that went on. We're talking about the invasion of over 3,000 terrorists from Gaza. Now, whilst it's commonly assumed and said that these are Hamas terrorists, the groups were much wider, unfortunately. They included Hamas terrorists, terrorists from Palestinian Islamic Jihad, another internationally designated terrorist organization, terrorists from the PFLP, the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, a member organization of the PLO, and finally, members of Fatah, the so-called moderate organization with which Israel has been holding dialogues. That organization, as well as the PLO, are both headed by Mahmoud Abbas, who is now enjoying the benefits of international legitimacy, being the representative of the Palestinian people. The terrorists invaded over 30 Israeli civilian cities, towns, kibbutzim that were along the border. These were the backbone, the stalwarts of the Israeli peace movement, people, cities that had hosted dozens, hundreds, thousands of Palestinians who they considered to be part of their households, who they'd employed over the last years, months, and days, even prior to the attack. Just to give a little bit of a background, in the 8 months from January through August 2023, there were over 400,000 entries from Gaza into Israel, mostly of workers coming to work in Israel. It appears now that those people coming into Israel were part of the Hamas plan, gathering specific, detailed, family-based information about and intelligence about their targets. The terrorists came into Israel armed with exact maps detailing the exact communities, and within those communities, each household, how many people were in the household, did they have a gun, did they have a dog, how many children were there. Very clear instructions. These were documents that have been seized on the bodies of terrorists, saying exactly what to do at the different stages. Take hostages, kill hostages, burn the bodies, burn the houses, burn the cars. This was a full-on terrorist assault on decent civilization in a coordinated, organized manner. The 3,000 plus terrorists who invaded Israel did not all go to one place. They spread out along the entire border, ensuring destruction.
The reason that I played this is to show you that this is more involved than just Hamas. And what's happening now on the world stage, and especially within the European Union, and also within the United States, is this division of Hamas to the Palestinians, and that they're two completely different entities. The peaceful Palestinians, yes, but I think it's clear from the colonel's report that even moderate Palestinians were in on this attack, and various Palestinian groups that were more radical. So what this does is face Israel with a very serious situation, but also a dilemma. In the media, you're not getting this picture. You're getting this presentation of Israel as a monster making monstrous moves, when actually this is a complicated situation where all of the details are not out, and people like to do things in simple ways. It's very easy to say Hamas, Palestinians, Hamas bad, Palestinians good, and think of it that way, kind of like ABC, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 1 is 2. But this is much more complicated than that. And within the Palestinian people, there are some serious groups that are a threat to Israel. And this is not relayed enough. So I wanted to relay this on this broadcast so that, yes, you have the innocent citizens and who tragically are roped into this. You have the innocent citizens, the Palestinians, who also are being begrudged their rights by their own Palestinian Authority, who is advocating for them but not really doing what's in their best interests. But you have Abbas, who is presenting one picture. So this is unfortunately what's happening on the world stage, is again disinformation of what's happening. And what's tragic is that some of the channels that are trying to relay this message, like I just relayed in this broadcast, it's not getting out there. And so people are looking at it as Hamas and Palestinians as completely two different entities. And to a point, it's only to a point, because there's also those Palestinians and members of certain factions of the members of the PLO who are part of this, or were part of this attack. I hope you found this informative. Be sure to subscribe, check out our Amazon store, and stay tuned for more.